joining us, these ladies, today. She is a former model turned businesswoman who, like her lot here, isn't afraid of getting a few things off her mighty chest. It's Katie Price. I have to say, what a glamorous loose lounge we've got.
Oh, yes.
What about the curlers, though, Katie?
I know. I'm always late.
Well, try and get them out before you come on later, OK? If you have
No pun intended. What do you think?
Oh, no, not like that. No, anyway, if you have a... Now, our final guest really does need little introduction. A former glamour girl who, these days, has reinvented herself and can lay claim to being an author, TV star and all-round businesswoman. Not a week goes by without her name hitting the headlines. And if it's not in the newspapers and the magazines she's in, it's on the TV with her reality show called Katie.
Katie makes a strong start, but as she reaches the exact spot of her accident, her fear returns. Worried a panic attack is on the way, she heads for the side.
How you doing?
I think thinking I'm going to get it, but I'm not aware.
No, at all. Just catch your breath off.
Some reassuring words from Ali do the trick, and Katie swims on with confidence. She reaches the other side, conquering her greatest fear once and for all.
Whoa, please welcome Katie Price. Madam, I rather like that last shot, which is probably what we were more familiar with, you coming out of the water.
I didn't want them to show. I said, please don't show me my bikini. And when I watched it back, I was like, oh, they've kept it.
Well, of course, they would have to, wouldn't
I
they?
know.
But I didn't realise you're such a good athlete, aren't you?
Well, my mum, she used to swim with Sharon Davis, and she went to go to the Olympics, my mum. And she's a really good swimmer, so she got me and my brother into it. So we used to swim for Sussex. In fact, Junior and Princess go to the same swimming club. And I just remember one time in my session, I was swimming. It's really weird to think about it now. But as I was swimming, my whole body went paralysed. So I remember holding onto the rope, screaming out for help. So since then, I had panic attacks. I think I was about 14. So yeah, so if someone tells me to get in the water, it plays in my mind. I have to do it on my own accord. But to do front crawl, I don't know, it plays with my mind. It's really weird.
Wow,
so do you think you've overcome your fear now for good?
Well, when I did see Ali, that night I went back to the swimming pool and it seemed to have worked. But now I think it's creeping back again, that anxiety feeling.
Is it?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know.
It's not just fear of getting your hair wet, because I don't do crawl. I don't do crawl. I did no,
breaststroke.
My hair is like that.
I don't need to do breaststroke.
Now then, I've got something here called In the Name of Love.
Yeah.
By Katie Price, which is your... What number novel is this?
Like the 8th novel, but I've done nearly 50 books now.
Wow.
50 books. Can you believe that?
Really? No, because you've done children's books as well, and autobiographies. How many of those have you done?
I've just started on my next one, actually. I think it'll be my 5th one. Well, they're like diaries, but they like to call them autobiographies.
Because you do write about things, and they do tend to come true, don't they?
Well, this did, because we wrote this book. I say we, because it was Rebecca and me.
So just tell us how you work, because people go, oh, she doesn't even write
them. I know, no, I do not sit there and type like this. You definitely have to have a talent how to write an actual book. But I speak in a dictaphone with Rebecca, come up for plot, and she like feels around it, and we go for each chapter.
I imagined you walking around the room, acting out the part. Is that what happens?
No, I sit on my sofa with a cup of tea.
It's got like an equestrian theme, isn't it? There's all that horsey stuff, which you know about anyway.
Yes, and what's weird about the book is, in the beginning of the book, there's a horse accident where a horse dies. And obviously she meets Philippe, a Spanish guy, and it's all come true, because last year I had a really bad horse accident where 2 horses were killed. And then I've met a Spanish guy, well, he's Argentinian but speaks Spanish. It's just really weird, actually. Leandro, yeah.
I was right about good things then. Don't be writing any tragedy.
Oh, God, blimey.
Maybe we could write some things we'd like to happen to us.
Oh,
Are you engaged now?
Yes.
So you're going to get married again?
Well, I'm not divorced yet. That sounds really awful, doesn't it?
I've been there, Katie. I've been there. I've been on to the next one while I haven't got rid of the next one.
Can you get engaged if you haven't got rid of the last one?
Yeah, it's called serial monogamy. Moves on.
Well, it would have been quicker, but obviously someone's after more money, so that's why these things take time.
So when would you like to get married then?
Do you know, at this time, I am being very careful and grown up that there's no rush, and I'm going to do everything properly. There's no rush. Because I don't want to keep getting married.
What does properly mean, though?
Well, the last one was the rebound. I have to say it's true, but he was the rebound, really, from Pete. And, you know, when I was with Pete, I never thought we'd ever split. I always thought it was forever. So, but we did split. Met Alex, and now I've met Leo, and hopefully
Can you speak Spanish?
Yes.
How's the Spanish coming along? Because in the beginning, wasn't it really difficult to communicate with someone?
Well, yeah, well, he couldn't speak English, and I couldn't speak Spanish. It's all Google Translate. Well, at least you couldn't argue, could you? But now he's had proper lessons at English. He speaks English now.
Well, sometimes you don't have to talk to him, do you?
Exactly.
Isn't Leo doing the Strictly Come Dancing in Argentina?
Yeah,
So
I'll be doing it
now?
as well. It's just that I'm on my book, so they've asked me to do it, so I'm going to do it next month.
With him?
Wow. Yeah.
As partners?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They do it a bit different over here.
I could see a row coming out of that, Katie, I really do.
Well, he's dancing with a girl now, and, you know, I haven't got a problem, but normally programmes like that, they normally end up together, don't they, the couple?
They often do, yeah.
So you're together to start with.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking earlier, you know, this headmistress has said about images, and she
that in the Telegraph, I think it was,
one particular one of Kim Kardashian, and saying that this is the root of, you know, all evil in Western society, more or less. And I think that she has a little bit of a point. What do you think about this? Because obviously you'd be one person that she might
remember, like, I left school and my GCSEs were like D's and E's, you know, because I was more interested in sport. But I thought to myself, well, I sort of got thrown into it, really, because everyone said, oh, you should be a model. So I did it. I never wanted to, like, do topless, but that's just the way it happened. So I can't really knock what I did. But, you know, these days things are sexy, but it's good if you've got a brain to use that as well. And, you know, like I've heard you say, you can't think you're going to have a whole career forever, ever, just getting your kids off, because it doesn't last forever.
But you're very unusual, aren't you? You're probably the most successful glamour model, I would say.
I'm not intelligent, but I've got common sense.
A lot of people would say you've got this.
I've noticed, Katie, I've watched your career quite closely, and I've noticed over the last few months you are projecting a much more serious image. You've been on Newsnight talking about cosmetic surgery, and you did the debate at the Cambridge Union, beating.
Oh, that was awful.
Were you nervous?
Well, you're in a room full of people who really are intelligent, you know.
Oh, don't do yourself down. Why are you saying that?
No, but I couldn't play Trivial Pursuit with them, not even the juniors.
But you beat Rachel
I've stand there and talk to them, you know.
But you beat Rachel Johnson with 497 votes for a pitiful few. So you were obviously, you know. But are you deliberately cultivating a slightly more serious image?
Do you know, I think as I've grown up, I don't know, I think people are just booking for me for stuff, and because they realise it works, they're like, oh, actually, people are interested in what she's got to say. And people have got to remember, I have created a business, so obviously I know what I'm doing, I know how to do business. So,
and you're a mum as well, and you've got a little girl. Do you think her education's important? I know that you took a different route, perhaps. What would you suggest to her?
Well, I would always push my children to have an education. I think it is important to have an education. So, yeah, I would push them to do that.
Now, Katie, you're setting up a special school, aren't you?
A free school, yes.
Will you tell us a bit about that?
Well, basically, I happen to be a parent of a child that's got disabilities who happens to go to a school that's closing down. So all us parents got together because we want the best for our children. So we thought of doing a free school. It's not easy to do, but if you all get together and, you know, it's all paperwork and things like that. We've had our first interview, so now we're waiting for the results. But I didn't want to use the celebrity status to try and push it. I want to do it the proper way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's for the children. It's not for us. It doesn't matter who we are. We want the best for the children. So it's still sort of early days, but we're trying.
When do you hope to open it?
Well, next year.
So 2013, there could be a special school.
Well,
I think it's fantastic.
And if it does work, then I would try and push for other people around the country to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's important.
Okay, fashion, please. Fashion, please.
I should
Do
be
you
in
ever
that.
listen to them?
This is what I'm saying. I never, ever, ever... Well, I don't blame them, actually, to be voted best dressed. It's always worst dressed or not even in the category. I have my own style. Like today, everyone liked my skirt. Actually, it's from a high street shop, you know. I don't believe in you have to wear designers to fit in. If something looks good and you wear it, who cares what the label is?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the same, yeah. But,
What's the word for that?
Eurovision has to be, I don't know what I was thinking. But I was like 7 months pregnant. Look at it, 7 months pregnant, wearing that.
7 months?
Yeah, I hid it from everyone. It's one of them things, I think, if you tell everyone you're pregnant, then your bump comes out. The more you hide it, no one's looking for it.
I tell you what, I wish I'd have looked like that.
Yeah.
Now.
What, like a pink condom?
No wrong with that.
Katie, all the best with the book, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming on
Thanks
once
a
again.
lot.
Thank you, Katie.